here, blogging from paradise. Just wanted to share my blogging from paradise tips of the day. And before we dive in, make sure to stop by bloggingfromparadise.com for smart blogging tips. Today, I wanted to discuss the business side of blogging. What you're doing, guys, as a blogger is building an asset confidently, consistently, calmly, and patiently, which eventually, gradually works for you around the clock. It's a completely different ballgame than working a job to receive a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. This is nothing like that. It's a business. I share this because most bloggers dive in with the completely wrong mindset of an employee who expects a paycheck based on the work completed through their blog. No. And unfortunately, most bloggers never conquer that fear in their mind, so they quit. They say, I've put in so much work, nobody visits my blog, nobody's bought any of my stuff or clicked any of my ads, so it's $0 after this stretch of time. Forget it. I thought I would just put in some work and make money. You put in some work intelligently and effectively to build an asset, and you have to do that for a while. You got to be really confident, calm, relaxed. You have to think very long term, super duper long term, because it takes a while to build something meaningful, which generates passive traffic and passive income. It does, which also means you will be blogging for free for a while. So you'll be blogging, you won't be getting much traffic, won't be getting much money, but it's an investment in an asset. You're building an asset. That's exactly how this is going. You're not doing it to get something quickly. So once you get into that asset building frame of mind, you'll be calm, confident, patient, relaxed. And this is the perfect frame of mind for building something which works for you slowly but steadily. So the way it works, guys, is as you're at it, you're blogging, you're keeping at it, you're putting in the time, putting in the work. The quality content that you publish to your blog and that you publish off-site will eventually begin popping up on the radar screen of people who really want the content, who find it truly helpful. As it pops up in front of their eyes and you got to keep at it, it will start working for you. So it pops up in front of their eyes through Google or through any of the marketing channels that you work. Maybe a friend referred it to another friend. Then from there, as it's working for you, it will make money for you because then some of those people will read the content, say, oh, this is really good. I think this blogger is very credible, very trustworthy. I really love what they're up to. I trust them. Then some of those people will buy your stuff, helping you make money, and hire you, helping you make money. And the cool part is, guys, it's an asset. You're not sitting over their shoulder, breathing down their neck, pressuring them, trying to, hey, what's up, dog? Pressuring them, trying to force them to buy your stuff or to hire you. To the contrary, the content actually does the work for you when you've pulled back from doing the work. Now you have to keep doing the work, of course, too. This is a steady thing, but it's such a different mindset. You really can't think like an employee. And I know most of us, we just think that way, which is fine. If you're working a job, it works really well. But when you're building a business, you just have to think very long term. So if you pay close attention to highly successful entrepreneurs, really some of the most successful, as the world would judge it, most famous, successful people in the world, they'll start talking about timelines. And I'm not saying this applies to blogging, but I'm just getting you into that proper frame of mind. They'll start talking about timelines of 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Like two of the wealthiest people in the world, they discussed how they had 20-year timelines. So this is not blogging. Blogging, thank goodness, you're not going to be a billionaire or build this life-changing deal, but I'm helping you think a little more like them and a little less like an employee that's like, hey, I've been doing this for a month and I'm not getting anything. Or man, I wrote and published all these posts and I'm not getting my paycheck every week. It's like, no, it's not like that. You have to patiently build it. And it could take 6 months to a year. But if you're going to be around for that 6 months to a year, would you use that time to invest it wisely by building an asset that will gradually work for you, or just fretting and worrying about that period of time? So you have to train your mind. You have to go within. It'll feel like doing mental gymnastics at first. You have to listen to all your fears, your limiting beliefs, all that stuff will come up. And you'll notice, guys, these highly successful entrepreneurs, a lot of them have a high level of emotional intelligence. Some of them talk about it, some of them don't. It's all happening very unconsciously for a lot of these folks because they just, in certain ways, have a fearlessness about them, especially in terms of money. And a lot of them just don't identify with money. So there's no fear, shame, embarrassment, poverty, scarcity. They just let it ride, but not from this wild, reckless place, but they just don't identify with it much. So they don't have all the fears that seem to infect most of humanity. So you want to start thinking like them a little bit more and think, yeah, I'm going to be building my blog for a while. But the cool part is eventually this content's going to wind up in front of people who want the content, who want your ebooks, who want your courses, who click on your ads, who hire you. And then consistently, you have to keep at it because you'll get a customer here, a client there, a couple ad clicks here. You have to keep building. You don't stop and say, woohoo, and then take a month off because you're still building an asset. Eventually, though, if you keep building it, that will all increase. And then eventually, keep using that word, you can go pro. You can go full time with this, but you have to be really, really patient, and you have to respect this building phase, because every blogger who's ever lived, just like any entrepreneur who's ever existed, had to experience this building phase for a while because it's an asset. It's an asset. Time, the work element for sure, but then the time element of putting in that time and patiently waiting from a confident mindset, you'll start to see that will, the content, that's so much of it, will start working while you sleep, popping up in front of people who really want your stuff. And then you wake up to passive income. Oh, somebody bought your stuff, whatever you offer premium wise, based on a blog post they found on Google. And then you're like, oh, wow, yeah, that was an asset that worked for me, but I had to patiently build it. Because even Google posts page one, you guys know that trying to hack it, especially in the beginning, but even if you're an experienced veteran, like nabbing page one, position one after a couple hours or a day, it's so difficult to do, almost impossible, because there has to be a certain track record, a full body of work that Google takes into account as far as the algorithm before ranking your blog. And even if a post may go to page one, position one, holding that when your blog isn't really there, you don't have a proven track record, is going to be very, very difficult. So it's always a long-term deal. So the general gist, guys, as I leave you on this beautiful sunny afternoon in Bath, England, is this: blogging is a confident, steady, relaxing marathon of building an asset, not a wild sprint, or not this gig where you think you're going to put in a little bit of work and then get a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. Nope, it's not an employee deal. You're the CEO, you're the entrepreneur. You patiently build the assets, which eventually, doing it the right way now, of course, learning from experienced bloggers, eventually nets you passive income. Of course, passive organic traffic and passive income. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to roll, coming up on about 1 o'clock here in beautiful Bath. I'll show you the home office view. We'll switch it around. It's really, really exquisite place here. Whoa, turned it off. Oh, wait a second. There I go on YouTube. Beautiful countryside here. We're up on a hill in Bath, what many people say is the most photogenic town in all of England. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And the house is fabulous. 4-story, a lot of property bordering the forest. You have some national trusts here, some local lands, and then private property in the back too that they have access to. So that's it for today, guys. See you later, Daddy-o. Stop by bloggingfromparadise.com for smart blogging tips.